morning, so good just for us. See a little clock at the top. Mm-hmm. So we should be able to get that. Let's see if we can make it this.
That's the time you want to be, or what do you say?
We'll just kind of keep it to like 12 minutes and such. Okay. Is that cool?
Yeah.
I think we got this.
Yeah.
And I'll lean forward, you lean forward. Good morning, everybody. It's a nice rainy Thursday morning here. I believe it's the 21st of November, the year of our Lord, 2019. I am John with Junk Guys at junkguysdenton.com, 940-220-9446. One thing that I'm going to try to start doing is do what I call the realtor connection. Denton is booming. It's estimated that since the latest census in 2010 that they're going to take next year in 2020, something like 800,000 or 900,000 people have moved just into the North DFW area. And you can definitely see it down 380. This is Mr. Bryce Olson of the Bryce is Right. You want to go ahead?
Yeah, I'm Bryce Olson with the Bryce is Right team, and we're brokered with a company called Fathom Realty. I have 5 agents on my team, and just super thankful and blessed to be in this community. I feel like real estate's, it's a great time to be in real estate. It's a great time to be purchasing. I got people that are doing stuff with land, and as I always tell them, there's no more land being built, so you better scoop it up while we can. And
right.
Interest rates are super low, so it's been
sure.
We're here almost approaching December, and I'm having one of my busiest months of the year. So
and this is traditionally a slowdown time.
It sure is.
Okay.
So, and I don't know. I will tell you that a lot of realtor friends that I have are telling me they're kind of slowing things down, ramping things up for next year, and I'm just kind of like, I'm glad you're slowing things down because I'm out there hustling,
right.
know. And between our team, I think we have more than 10 closings this month. So, we've been doing really well.
That's exciting.
And it's just thankful to have partnerships and people out there in the community promoting us and just sharing the ways that we're helping them. And we're always here to just to help, but to serve and to build relationships and just to make it about them and how can we help them in their particular situation. So
okay, and one of the reasons why I'm starting this is because one, it's very rare to see a realtor and a contractor on a video together. The two they pass by each other, but very rarely do you have that link up. But in a place that's booming like Denton County, the realtors really are the spider web of kind of what's going on. So I'm going to ask Bryce some real estate questions. From my point of view in the junk business, I meet people at very odd times of, I don't know why that just did that, at very odd times of their real estate life. Some people have rented forever. Some people like renting forever. Oh gosh, I'm gonna have to really edit this thing. Oh man, Bryce, I'm sorry.
That's fine.
And some people have rented and some people aren't. And so I want to ask some real estate questions and also ask it from my point of view is what I'm going on. So here's one of the first questions. So and these are people I've run across in real estate, and this is before I got to know realtors. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, in junk, before I know realtors. Mm-hmm. So, 35-year-old man, he's been 17 years in the Marine Corps. He's married, he's got 3 children, they're teenagers. He got stationed at Naval Air Force, Fort Worth. His basic allowance for housing is, let's say, $3,000 a month. Wife's originally from Denton County, that's why he took the deal here, and he wants to retire here. 17 years, he's going to get it into his 20. Mm-hmm. He's got a 12, a 15, and an 18. Mm-hmm. All right, year old kid. He wants about 2,000 square feet. What are the corridors he should be looking in, or she?
Okay, so if his monthly housing allowance is around $3,000, I mean, there's some options for sure. Over 2,000 square feet, he's going to need to be a little bit probably outside of town. It may be that he wants to get something a little bit outside of town, but I would say Sanger, Crum would be some good options, is depending on how closely he needs to be to certain things. Even Gainesville, I think you mentioned Fort Worth, though. Is he in, or he wants to stay around?
What this particular guy was, he was in computers mm-hmm. on the Marine Corps side. And a lot of those guys can work out of their houses, mm-hmm. But he'll go check into the air base if he needs. So basically, he needs access to 35.
Mm-hmm. Sure. So any of those, actually, Crum, Sanger, Gainesville, they're all right on I-35. And that's one thing about when you head north is most of the housing options, until you really get kind of out in the boonies and stuff, is going to be pretty close to that 35 corridor. So
okay, Ponder, Justin.
And then also, I mean, we just as a team and as a brokerage, we have certain programs specifically for veterans. Our CEO and founder at Fathom is a Marine Corps veteran, and we have a program called Hometown Heroes, mm-hmm. and then we partner up with with a particular lender for this situation called Parkmont Lending, and we're able to give some additional credits. And I don't want to say too much about all that because all of the stuff with lending, all that kind of stuff is case by case. But I can say that there are certainly some great incentives and some perks to working with us, and we care about those that care about us and those that have served us. We want to take care of them.
This particular guy, and I get it, it's different for everyone. He rented his entire way, or he lived on base, and that's not unusual. They'll get to Virginia Beach, and they don't know if they should buy, so they'll apply for housing on base or what have you. And I was in the military, and I know that a lot of times you just don't want to purchase something just because you might be gone in 28 months. You know what I mean? So, and those of us old enough to remember 2008. We know what certain parts of the country looked like in 2008. All right, so the next guy that I ran into was in Corinth, and this I'm going to run into a lot. He was a son, early 50s. Father had died. He came in from North Carolina. 4 other siblings that didn't want to have anything to do with it. I was cleaning out the house, and he just said, "I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing a spot clean. I need to sell this." So what does that look like if I call you?
Yeah.
And what is the road? Because sometimes they'll ask, they'll go, "Hey, what's the deal around here?"
Yeah.
And now the son has title to the house.
Okay, the house did belong to the father?
Yes, and they quit claim deeded it to
and
the
son
son.
owns it. Okay. And the son had never lived there?
No.
Okay. So in that situation, there's cash buyers, and we're connected. We have a partnership with people who come out and give cash offers. So we can give you an offer within 24 hours to 48 hours on a home. However, they have to run certain formulas and percentages that make sense to them. And there's a little bit of a variance on what those are, but sometimes they'll, give like 70% of the aftermarket value, which is called the ARV.
Okay.
And the hard part about that is that, do you want to sell at 70% of the value? Now, that's not the value right now. That's after it would be fixed up. So I would, do a comparative market analysis, let someone know what that price would be. And then an investor, that's what they would have that number run, and then they give 70%. If there is no resources and no money and no time and just all of those things are working against someone, that can be an option that people, do go for. Because as you can imagine, a house in shambles and in kind of, disrepair, and they know that they're going to have to redo all of these things anyways, and they just don't have the time and the resources. We also do have partnerships with, I have a flooring company that allows my client to wait until closing to pay, and we put that as, and there's certain contractors that will do that. That there's even a foundation company that will do that. Along with that, you don't get the lowest price because it's a service and it's something that they're giving that does come with a little bit of
time
price
value
tag
of
and stuff too.
But do they put a lien on the property? Entitled?
So it's all connected with the the agreements and stuff. So I don't know. I don't know the answer to that if they have an actual contractor's lien. But I do know that there's definitely some things in place, and they are a lot of times not just doing that with anyone and everyone. It's with people that they work with, and that's why it's good to work with a realtor that has connections and that has the relationships established and stuff. So
okay. Well, let's go the other direction. Let's say the man said the exact opposite. He said, "Dad bought this in the '60s. It's one of these great old lake homes on the north part of the Lake Louisville, and I want to make this a shiny new penny." I actually don't know the people that do stuff like that, the total remodels, but y'all do.
I do, yeah. In fact, I was in a home 2 nights ago in Forest Ridge. I am in love with this house. It was bought a little over a year ago, and a couple people said, was that house flipped? And I'm like, I can't say that it was flipped because this thing was completely renovated. It was down to taken walls, rearranged. It was completely renovated, and I think using the word flip on this house would be doing it just such a disservice and injustice because it is completely gorgeous, and I now have it under contract for some buyers, and I'm listing their house in Harvest, Argyle today. So I have a couple new listings going live today, but I'm sorry, what was the question? I'm going in a lot of directions.
Let's say he went the other direction,
Oh,
and he said, "Dad bought this house at 68,
okay.
great bones, beautiful
Yeah.
waters in the backyard, and he said, look, I've got 60 to put this down." Now the next question he's going to say is, and sometimes they'll ask me, if I put 60 into this house, will I get 120 extra in return?
You would be we would have to look at all of that. We'd have to run some formulas and percentage. There's a lot of of that goes into this. So just saying, if I put 60 in, am I going to get 120 out? I would have no idea of how to answer that. But if you said, and that's why I just went to a house in Irving yesterday for a listing presentation for a friend of mine's grandfather that needs to move on to the next kind of season of his life and have some more personal care. And we were talking through, okay, you need to paint the house, you need to do the flooring. If you do those things, what's the value, what's the return? But until I can give any kind of numbers like that, you got to walk the house, you got to see the situation.
The reason I ask is because when you get a child in their 50s, I get one of two, right? You don't get the middle of the bunch. Let's say there's 5 children. Either get the stud, daughter or son, that they're the child that they're the go-to child, or I get the one that moved into town 10 years ago to take care of mom while she died, and they're overwhelmed, right? But they all roughly have the same questions. What's the return on investment? Because a lot of them know how much equity's in the house, or they know that Dad paid it off in 1985. And their property taxes are $300 a year. And they live in the basement. I've already run into that in Little Elm, and it was this beautiful house from the late 70s, literally on the lake, 1 acre lot. They don't exist anymore, right? And so I ran, and it was 2 sisters, and they were the sisters that moved into town. That's why I'm asking. Well, one thing I want to do, we're hitting about that 11, 12-minute mark. Bryce, I just want you to take a couple of minutes and kind of explain what you do around Denton, how far you go, what's your corridor, and and obviously pitch your company.
Well, honestly, if I was going to answer what do I do around Denton, I'd want to start by talking about not real estate. And I love and I'm passionate, about real estate and having the team and doing all the things that we do. But what brought me to Denton from Kansas City about 8 years ago is I took on a job at Cross Timbers Church as the missions pastor. And throughout that opportunity and being able to be there for 5 years, I was able to lead and just help to direct our missions department, which focused on local missions, and then we did regional and international. So with the local piece of that, talking about just in Denton, I was able to get connected with a lot of nonprofits. And one thing that I have now done that will lead into talking about the business is I give $500 from every closing, every person that I help, every family. I allow them to choose one of 3 different nonprofits that we've partnered with, and that gives money back into the community. So every transaction, every person that I help, $500 goes back to a local nonprofit. They choose which one of the 3 that is, and I almost hesitate to say this, but I'm just saying it just to give glory and credit where it's due. And I'm a person of strong faith, and I believe, just praise the Lord that I've been able to give over $18,000 back into the community just this year.
Wow.
And so, and there's, I think
so 36 closings.
And I have, is that right? I don't know.
Well, 18 divided by 5 times 2.
And there's been maybe some other ways I've given monies back and stuff, but and then I think I have 5 or 6 still set to close. Have some commercial stuff I'm working on right now as well. So
that's exciting.
Having the team with 5 of us on the team has now enabled me to be able to expand out into commercial, into some other new outlets that I'm just super excited about. It's been super fun. I've been able to just have my team really be the support system that I really wanted that to be. But more than a support system to me, more than any of that, is we are a family. And the people that I get to work with and serve with on our team every day, these are the people that I want to hang out with on the weekend. This is my family. Like, we have a event this weekend that I hope you saw that I'll give you a card before you
Okay.
go. We have some flyers, but we're doing we're renting out Movie Tavern in Denton, and we're doing the Mr. Rogers movie that comes out this weekend with Tom Hanks.
Right. Yeah.
And we have cookies that are specific to Mr. Rogers with the sweater and the trolley and all this stuff that we're giving people. And we'll be taking care of the tickets and giving everybody a $10 gift card for food and drinks and stuff, and it's for your family and everything too. So
Sure.
we like to have a lot of fun, so I think that's the one thing I would say about our team is we're all about the relationship. We believe that when we take care of people, they're going to take care of us, and then we want to just have a lot of fun doing it, and then we care about the community. So we are looking for, and that's how some more money has been given too, is with the team. We're all contributing in different ways and stuff too. So it's been really neat and exciting to be able just to see how the community is blessed because we are blessed, and that's what it's all about.
Sure. Well, excellent, everyone. Once again, John here, junkguysdenton.com, 940-220-9446. This is Mr. Bryce Olson, and I appreciate you doing this.
All right,
this is going to be the realtor connection. I'm going to try to do more of these. See you, everybody.